because when you talked about routing to the most appropriate model, my little brain went, yeah, that's very FinOps like. I can perhaps use these policies to manage spend as well as security. Is that something you guys have thought about?
Absolutely. That's one of the reasons many of our customers have told us they wanted this AI gateway. So it is a core feature of the gateway.
Yeah, so sort of like OpenRouter and how that third party service does the same sort of thing. Yeah, that's
That's
great.
right. That's right. Yeah.
I'd
I
like
mean,
to hear some more about the developer experience because so much of how we've gotten here is the developers have to set all these things up to kind of build the environment and maybe
yeah.
it eventually get hand off to platform
Yeah.
engineering or maybe they're stuck with it. Tell us about the developer experience because it sounds like there's not a lot that has to change in their environment other than they're talking through a gateway to get access to all this, they don't have to set it up. That can be done by who? Platform engineering or security, or who are the other players that get involved in this process as
Yeah.
part of the
Yeah.
development flow?
Yeah, so usually how this works is, you have your EMM or MDM tools who will go and sort of configure a little file somewhere on, your endpoint hard disk, and the agentic platform that you're using is essentially go and write a configuration rule saying, telling whatever agent platform, whether it's Claude or whether it's Coco or Cursor or whatever, saying like, hey, here's your AI gateway for you when you want to talk to a particular model, go over here and it'll route you to the right model. If you want to talk to tools, here's an MCP gateway, it'll route you to the right tool. So as a developer, it's completely transparent to you, right? So that's the beauty of the system. And as an administrator, when you tie this together with your EMM, EDR, or whatever you want to call it, then, you get to enforce that everybody's following these rules, right? There's no out. It's a managed device. I'm going to force you to go through this particular router. And so I think that brings a lot of shadow IT, shadow AI under control because now, you can see what agents are being run. You can go and tell those agents to go through the right routers, and then you can govern it through that. So it's minimal friction for the developer, but at the same time, it's making the CISO and the CFO quite happy as a result of that. So
Now,
yeah.
is this coming like an SDK APIs that the developers are plugging into their architecture, their build? Is it an MCP
Or
itself?
is it just
What's the
where they
interface
point it?
to the gateway?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
how
it's
do you,
It's just
you
a
do that?
URL that you point at, right? And you go to that.
Okay.
Yeah, and then that URL is what gets configured in your endpoint in the agent configuration files.
That's a zero
That's
change
Yeah.
migration. Love that.
Much
exactly
simpler. Looks
exactly
like a REST call. Poof, now
Right,
we're
right.
working, right?
So
100%.